A couple of things about family that I think is really important to sort of maintain as like quick guideposts, right? One is that we get to decide for ourselves what constitutes family. Right? So whether we're talking about, folks that we might consider immediate families or our blended families, or, thinking about including our pets or thinking about our chosen families, right? The idea of sort of what constitute families is up to us. The second piece is that our students need the freedom to be able to define their family structure for themselves without parameters. Our families are all just as unique as we are, right? Every family is different. Not some families are different, right? Because that's really othering when we start to do that. And so being just really conscious of that language is critical when we're talking about young people or talking to young people about family structures, right? All families are different, right? Not some families.
You do not need to wait until children are ready to be included. And we've heard that for years and years and years, that until a child gets to here, they're not ready for inclusion. If you think that way, they will never be ready for inclusion, because they're always going to be reaching for that bar that's always moving beyond them. It's not as though you have to do one size fits all for all children and then something special and different for that one child with a disability. A high quality environment for all children naturally individualizes and serves all children wherever they are. Children who have disabilities and don't have disabilities, they all learn from each other in unique ways. Individual strengths are embraced, individuality is embraced, difference is embraced. Children with disabilities learn from role models of typically developing children. Children who do not have disabilities learn empathy, which is an important skill, more so now, I would say, than ever.
The school generally has a way of thinking about and planning for how they're going to get information out to all the different language speakers. And when I say different language speakers, I'm also including in that group people who speak African American Vernacular English, or AVE. Not talking about Ebonics, talking about English that is, the books call it non-standard English, but it's English that's colloquial, English that's in the community, right? English that's within households. It's really important to think about a language access plan written for how you're going to communicate in written format as well as verbally. On the same token, a language access plan could talk about how you're going to communicate with families who don't read, who have low literacy, because in the state, that's an issue.
The immigrant and refugee EC workers that bring linguistic and cultural competence to families actually need these integrated education and training pathways to help them maintain their place in the workforce or advance. And there's virtually none of those pathway programs available. Lots of families, as you may already know, are looking to make custody agreements for their kids. They're just frightened, unbelievably frightened that they might get deported and what will happen with their kids.